All right, I waited a while until all the transfer portal stuff was mostly done, and there was a couple more recruits to be made. Before I talk about this subject, I'll link Matt Entz's presser about the whole class if you want to read about it. Listen to what he said. Very interesting topic, and he talked about the couple more guys the Bulldogs got. Before I get there, though, I want to let you know what's going to happen this weekend. Two major sports. Softball is getting started with the Bulldog Classic. The hosting Idaho State and the holding, I think, SIU. I don't really know what that stands for. They're going to play the team from Illinois twice. One at 3 o'clock Friday and 3 o'clock Saturday. They're going to play Idaho State at 5:30 Friday and 1 o'clock Saturday. So you want to check out the bad ball sport under their new head coach Charlie Morgan. Check it out. You can watch it on the Watch Mountain West app if you're not going to be there in person. And the Bulldog basketball team is going to be at Nevada at 7 o'clock this Saturday. So you can check that out as well. Should be easy enough to follow on the radio on Bulldog app. And you can also watch it on the Watch Mountain West feed. All right, now out of the way. Let me give you a rundown of transfers. The Bulldogs didn't let me get started with who we lost. The Bulldogs did not really lose anybody of importance. We lost a couple of starters. I mean, the biggest one you say is Richie Anderson. You know, I never felt that he was that big of an asset on the offense. He had enough drops that made me think, okay, big deal. You know, if he works out for Texas A&M, great. But that's the big one. I'll go over the others real quickly here. Carson Conklin ended up going back to Sacramento State. Braden Turner, their quarterback, went to, let's see here, I don't really know where we went to. It's another Bulldog of some kind. San Mateo, that's right. That's not junior college. R.L. Miller, guy he had high up for, just didn't work out. It's going to go join Tim Skipper at Cal Poly. I suspect more than one Bulldog who just didn't work out here will go there, especially when they have him. Isaiah Chalala, the edge, is going to Sacramento State. Bulldogs are playing him. Jaden Davis has gone to UConn across the country, a local guy that always sucks. Just didn't work out, I guess. Tim Thomas went to Sacramento State. We got a couple of ones that we don't really see where they went to. We don't see where Devon Rivers has landed yet. You know, remember the Rivers family, it just didn't work out here at the running back day. Although he could probably go to Cal Poly with Tim Skipper if nothing else happens. A couple edge players. Demarion White and Jack Meltzer has not found any spots yet as of this recording, and wide receiver Josiah Ion as well. So those guys have not found any spots, and that is part of the risk of going into the transfer portal. You don't always find a place, and most of the Bulldogs who left, I think outside of Anderson, really left because of playing time. They were probably not going to be starters, so the coaching staff is not going to use them in two depth. And that really is what the transfer portal is for. If you are the same program for a number of years and you're not going to break into the starting role, at the very least if you're underclassmen degree, yes, you should be able to transfer. You're not going to, you want to play. And that is what the transfer portal was meant to do. It was meant for players to find a new start after years of not playing where they previously were. But it's been bastardized into what we are seeing today. As a whole, it's really not something the Bulldogs have had lost much of. Last year was probably the biggest one. You know, you lost Josiah Moss. Jalen Moss. You lost, who was that linebacker with the Baylor? Felix Jackson. You know, Evan Williams. But those are just a few compared to other programs who just lost 40-some players. I mean, it's just crazy what some of them are. So the Bulldogs have been relatively lucky from that perspective. Now, let me give you a rundown of who is coming aboard. We've got Patrick Barnett, interior lineman, 6'6", 304 pounds. He's from UCF. Taylor Powell, safety. He's from Northern Iowa. And that's not a surprise. A lot of Bulldog coaches from the defensive side have come from Northern Iowa. He is 6'4", 190 pounds. Correx Stewart, safety, 6'2", 205 pounds from UCLA. Darian Anderson, wide receiver, 5'9", 187 pounds, wide receiver from Oregon. Micaiah Mosley, edge, 6'4", 235 pounds from Sacramento State. DeCreek Thomas, running back from Bucknell. He's 5'11", 185 pounds, running back position. Oscar Weigel, offensive tackle, 6'4", 275 pounds. He's from the University of San Diego. Dylan Hampston, edge, 6'3", 245 pounds from Sacramento State. We got a bunch of guys from a couple guys from Nebraska. Maverick Nolan, 6'4", 245 pounds. Safety Preston Okafor, 6'2", 190 pounds. Running back, kicker from, I believe this is Southern Utah, if I'm looking at the logo right. Let me check this real quick. No, he's from Ashland, at Ashland University. Yes, he's another guy the Tokyo Toe, Manaki Wanatabi. That's a position where you can always hit because goalposts are the same in football. The length, how high you are. So if you have a good snapper, you'll be all right. Got a tight end also from Northern Illinois. Jake Applegate, 6'4", 642 pounds. So we've seen a lot of emphasis on offensive linemen to replace all the depth we lost there. We lost a lot of linemen who graduated, although Roman Forward is coming back. We managed to get that from the NCAA. I don't know how they got the waiver. I don't know about whatever, but he's coming back, and that will help. They've been focusing on that. They also been focusing on the tight ends because, for whatever reason, ever since Kellen DeBoer, even before that, the tight end position has not really been used in the way you'd expect a Fresno State football program to use the tight ends. And it looks like here they're trying to develop more of that, special type of offense that Matt Entz wants to run. You'd think the tight end would be used more. Finally, the big fish, Christian Martin, a quarterback from Maryland, 6'4", 230 pounds. That's probably the best type of get you're going to get from Fresno State if you're going to get a transfer quarterback from a lower P4 school, a school that you figure a Fresno State can beat, a school that is not really going to compete for much. You don't expect unless they get a Kurt Signetti. But yeah, he's going to be brought in with his size, and he obviously is. Looks like they're going to try and do the opposite of what they did with E.J. Warner. E.J. Warner was a quarterback with a lot of experience, bad experience, but experience nonetheless. Well, this guy does not have a lot of experience. I think he's played less than 4 games total in his college career. Let me try and see if I can get anything here. Last year he only had 17 pass attempts, 105 yards, passing touchdown. So he did not play a lot. He's obviously not going to play a lot at a Maryland. So he is what you're going to try and get at Fresno State, a school known for quarterback play. Now, if he plays great, probably leaving. Who knows? Maybe he sticks somewhere around 1 year, but you're not going to see him all 3 years. And behind him, you'll have Jaden Mandel, who wants to stay. He grew up wanting to be a Bulldog, parents being Bulldogs, and you got Deegan Rose. So I don't think they expect this guy to be around very long, one way or another. If he does play great, or even Marty Bet, some P4 program's going to offer him a lot of cash, and it's going to be hard for him to say no just because he has no real loyalties to this coaching staff right now. I mean, he is from Virginia, all right across the country. It's a lot different if you have a guy who played locally and wants to play in front of friends and families like that Justin Ortiz commit, who's got parents in the red seat section. So, I think they're probably planning this guy only if he plays great next season and wants to come back for another year, great. But that's, in this age, unlikely to happen. So that's the final rundown for the transfer portal. I think the Bulldogs gained more than they lost. But we will see as things go along. We'll see what happens in spring training. That starts very soon. And I'll try and get to the spring showcase game or whatever they call it. And I will try and record that for you guys like I did last year. And we'll see what happens. All right, now to the Josiah Freeman case. Oh, boy. To me, this is just shows how stupid Ole Miss is. If I'm an Ole Miss fan, I'm thinking, we got some real dumbasses on this staff. First off, Josiah Freeman had 5 touchdowns last year. There's nothing out there outside maybe his size that made you go, oh, yeah, we gotta get this guy, okay? If it was Devontae Adams after his sophomore year, I could understand it. But there was nothing that I saw Freeman. I was like, oh, yeah, we really need to have this guy. He was our best weapon at wide receiver last year, sure, but that said more about the wide receiver core and the quarterback play than him. I mean, I hope he makes a huge jump this upcoming year. Maybe for a quarterback like Martin or whoever wins it, he will. But I don't know if he was worth getting these kind of potential sanctions. All right? Because the way this usually works is a third party from Ole Miss contacts like a friend or family or whatever, Freeman, and talks to him indirectly. Not texting him like, these dumbasses are alleged to have done. You know what I mean? I mean, look, like Entz said, we're naive. We don't think there ain't tampering going on all the time. I mean, he's not. Entz said this is not the first time this has happened, and for him as a coach, I mean, Dabo Sweeney complained about it, Ole Miss. I mean, the partner who signed off and already. I mean, yeah, they went after a player who was already enrolled in classes. I mean, that should just be straight out, how do you get past that? That's like, no, he's already enrolled in classes. Come on now. I mean, I'm glad to see that the Bulldogs Freeman has the character, if you will, to say no to that. I'm not sure what the offer was, per se. But, it speaks highly of him that he, I guess, wants to be a Bulldog. And that's something that if you're Fresno State, you have to do. You have to create a culture among coaches, players, fans, school, where players want to stay. But this is two teams tampering with Ole Miss, allegedly, Someone's got to be done. And I'm not sure, though, what the NCAA can do without getting sued. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, let me read over this again with, Freeman. I mean, he had 52 receptions, 640 yards, and 6 touchdowns. All right? Is that a guy really worth breaking the bank for? Is that a guy really that, I said this already. I think your Ole Miss staff, you are just dumbasses. All right? All right? You had that run in the playoffs, but now it's like, I mean, yeah, Lane Kiffin was an ass, but he probably wasn't doing anything different trying to steal plays than you aren't doing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just my takeaway from this. I'm hoping the NCAA can try and do something based on the settlement they made with the House, but who knows the way these courts through. I mean, the NCAA, I don't think can really do anything for sure unless Congress gives them antitrust powers and so forth, and we'll see if we get there. I mean, this is probably just one more step towards Congress eventually doing something. But for now, I mean, it's good that Freeman stays. I'll be very curious to see what's going on here. Right now, it's just allegations. No announcements have been yet. I mean, I think they should do scholarships. You should see a bowl ban, even, that's the case. But I don't think the NCAA will go that far. I mean, they've got this quarterback who's trying to be sued, and I'm like, that's in their whole can of worms right there. And it's like, dude, you don't think you can make it in the NFL? At least Pavia is trying, But that's my takeaway. It's just that Ole Miss is run by dumbasses. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, for the State, we'll have Freeman back for next year. Hopefully he gets things done. We'll see what he does with other wide receivers that are coming on, like Owens and Duvall. Hopefully with the quarterback play be better next year than what we had with Warner and Conklin. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of experience, this Martin guy, but we saw last year experience ain't always a good thing. So that's all we got going for now. I'll post a link to Matt Entz's presser about the full class in the links below. But for now, go Dogs.